It's lunchtime, and kebabs are on the grill at a newly opened Kurdish restaurant in the Washington area. Hekmat Bamarni came here from northern Iraq in the 1970s, and he meets another former Kurdish independence fighter.
As a Kurdish person, yes, we have a dream like everybody else, like all other nations, like a Turk, Arab, Iranian, Farsi. They all want to independent, want to be independent too.
But Kurds in Iraq and elsewhere have endured harsh crackdowns in pursuit of that dream. As the largest ethnic minority in the Middle East without a state, Kurds at one time depended on an armed insurgency to press their cause. But the U.S. invasion of Iraq, the Arab Spring revolts, and other recent events in the Middle East have solidified their political ambitions. Denise Natali is a Middle East expert at the National Defense University in Washington.
It's certainly a changing moment and an exciting moment for Kurds, those who study the Kurds, because it appears as if those boundaries that were set at the state formation period seem to be breaking away.
That seems to be the case in Syria, where Kurds have seized control of much of that country's northeastern tip amid a national anti-government uprising. Meanwhile, in Turkey, Kurds are using unprecedented new freedoms to reverse years of discrimination and alienation. In Iran, the Western crackdown on Tehran over its nuclear ambitions has given Iranian Kurds hope for change. And in Iraq, Kurds have run their own affairs in the northern part of the country since the ouster of Saddam Hussein's regime. But Natali says this self-rule has forced Iraqi Kurdish leaders to face geopolitical reality.
You have a landlocked region. Iraqi Kurdistan is landlocked. The survivability of the region depends on open borders, and it depends on positive, or at least working relations with neighboring states.
Natali says the neighboring states often play Kurdish factions off against one another. Michael Rubin, a former Pentagon official now at the American Enterprise Institute, says Kurdish leaders themselves often pay lip service to nationalist aspirations as they acknowledge the realities.
Now, I just came back from Kurdistan, and certainly among the students, among the professors, among the intellectuals, but not the politicians, there is this real fear that, again, we have independence within our grasp. And the neighboring powers and our own politicians are going to prevent it from happening because they're always unable to reach consensus.
But Rubin says the younger generation of Kurds, inspired by their Arab counterparts, are growing increasingly impatient with their political leaders as they see gains that were made in the Arab Spring. Jerome Socolovsky, VOA News, Washington.